Hey guys, welcome to Simply Fishing. I'm Lowell Henderson, your host. The weather has turned off cool here in northern Alabama. Fall is settling in. Leaves are slowly changing and the water temp's cooling down. The air temp's cooling down. We're at like 77 degrees right now. And I think this is going to turn the bass on to some faster baits than I've been throwing the past few weeks. So let's take a little break, pay a few bills. When we come back, we'll see if we can catch a few. I'll see you when I get back. I really didn't expect the water to be this muddy when I got here, so I rigged up with a cream soft plastic jerk bait, which I'm not sure they can see well enough. I think they'll hit a fast moving bait, but I'm gonna go with a spinner bait for a little. I can see bass busting on the other side of that little fishing pier. I need to give them something with a little more vibration than the soft plastic. I'm gonna go with the War Eagle spinner bait. And this water is actually muddy enough that I may have to go with a dark color spinner bait if this one doesn't work, to put out even more with a Colorado blade and put out even more vibration. I should be able to get this one in front of one's face, but sometimes you don't know. I can see them bust the water. Not exactly sure what they're eating, if they're eating little crickets that have hatched out, because when I parked my truck, little crickets went everywhere. Or if they're feeding on a little brim on around the edge. I'm gonna let that one rest. Try my cream scoundrel that's black with a fire tail in this dingy looking water. Oh my goodness, they're busting all around that pier. I'm gonna have to move a little bit closer and get a better angle, I believe, because there's some feeding fish on the other side. I'll give this 2 or 3 more casts on this side, and then I'm gonna move. There we go, right by that log in the water. Oh, I saw him flash and he came off. At least I know they're feeding, and they will hit a dark color. So I will have to put that in there one more time. Never leave feeding fish. Maybe 1, maybe 10. Oh my goodness, I see what they're after. They're after minnows, fry. My spinnerbait is scattering fry all around. Wish the wind would let me set up where I could show the bank right there. There's a hit and a fish. That's what I'm talking about. Old cream scoundrel, black and fire tail is my savior so many times. Oh, easy, don't you come off. I'm gonna let you go if you'll just come on in here. Gonna put you right back. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Gotcha. Came right out. This goes right back to what I just talked about. Right up close to the bank, you got the smaller ones chasing the fry. That's the 3rd one on the worm, up shallow. My goodness. And the bigger fish came out off the bank on the spinnerbait. So it would be nice if all the big fish moved up all of a sudden and went to running the bait fish as well. Then we could really have some fun. Now when I thread my worm, which I'm fishing this Texas rig, but I'm running my hook almost completely out of the far side of this worm, so when they grab it and I set that hook, they get it. If you bury it up in the middle of the worm, they're going to get a mouthful of plastic, and it doesn't always even touch the fish. They feel the resistance, they'll blow it right back out and it'll be gone. It can still be weedless. It's just got to just barely be under the skin, the far side of that worm, and it's still weedless. You still throw it up in the weeds and the grass and without getting hung up, but you'll lose a lot less fish doing it that way. I'm going to make another move. I'm headed down toward the cow that's standing in the water right where I want to fish. Hopefully he'll take the hint and leave as I get closer and closer. But fish are jumping all around. The cows don't really bother the fish as much as they do the fishermen muddying up the water. The fish are used to the cows roaming in and out all day, every day. Even in the winter, they tromp around in the water. I used to think that was such a bad thing, but I think sometimes the cows actually run the fish toward me. Now that we've moved to a few more feet down the bank, I'm going to immediately go back to the blade, try to catch any aggressive fish that might be here. I'm going to start shallow, work my way out toward the middle. 3, 4, 5, now they're feeding behind me. That's almost like when I turn the camera off. If I turn my camera off right now, I catch a fish. That's just the way it works. I don't know how they know, but they know. I'm throwing right out there where that cow was. Same area. And I'm wondering if he might have pushed him out just a few feet toward me. Or she, that's a big girl there. So I want to work that, is if they're holding, there's one. If they're working that area where that cow's at, they'll just be pushed out just a little bit. They won't just leave. Oh, I love spinnerbait fishing in the fall. Look at that. Oh, I gotta take another bath. They love to give me a bath. Popped right out. Hook still sharp. Nothing like largemouth, catching largemouth of any size. I just love it. Largemouth, smallmouth spots on these War Eagle spinnerbaits. They do such a good job. That fin, you can see through it. So pretty. I just love them. Oh, don't do it. They are straightening my bait out for me every time. Still good. Let's try that again. Back out toward, or maybe the cow. It's a theory right now, but I think the cows might have pushed them toward me. a little deeper here. See what we can come up with. I'm going to let this be the last one if I don't get a bite, and I'm going to go back to the worm again and see about these bank runners I keep seeing. Don't want to leave any of them out. I've said it so many times while filming. I'm not out to catch the biggest fish in the water. I just want to catch them all. I just like feeling the hit. I like the challenge of figuring out where they're at. Every now and then I like to put a mess in the frying pan, which I may do that on the next show. I may actually keep some. This pond owner knows that this pond's getting overrun with smaller fish. I may come back and get some. Or I may go and catch me a few small cats out of the lake somewhere. Oh, that's a good shot right there. Man, they're busting everywhere. This water temp has dropped 73 degrees now. The last time I was here, there's one, it was in the 80s. Look at there. Oh, it came off. I hope you got to see that. The black and red firetail scoundrel is getting the bites. Very good worm for dingy water or night fishing, or real early in the morning when before the sun gets up. Low light conditions, I like the darkest baits. Oh, there's one right beside me busting. Let's see if I can get him before he leaves. I know he's in there. I just saw him. The wind's gonna just keep me moving. Oh, I hear you over there, buddy. I hear you. I'm coming. Let me fix my little toy right here. You better run on down the bank, because I am bringing the heat. Oh yeah. Sometimes they just really mess up when they show themselves. Boy, he's having a time. Are you about done with all that? Huh? If you'll come here, I'll let you go back to what you were doing. There you have it. Evidence. Black and red in the fall. The scoundrel will get the bass. Alright. I still got wet. I can't win. Excuse me. Right up ahead, bass are busting 10 feet from where that cow's, 15 feet from where that cow's standing in the water. They're still feeding. That lets me know that these fish are they're used to the traffic running in and out of the water. It doesn't really affect them. they might push out of the way and they go right back in when the big animals leave. So I'm fixing to push on up into the shallows. Oh my goodness, what did we get a hold of? A spinnerbait fish right here at the end. Back around, pull me the other way. I don't think he's the monster I wanted, but he hit my black and red as I started seeing suspended fish. Oh my goodness, I'm stuck him. Now that hit a, oh, that water's cold. I started seeing suspended fish on my fish finder as I got out here in this deeper water. We're at 8.5 feet. Normally this is 10 feet deep, maybe a little more. 12 feet on out toward the middle. But he definitely hit that thing hard. Oh, a hit and a miss. I think they're suspended out in this deeper water, and I've spent most of my time on in the shallow water today. That's one fish and one hit since I've been on this end. Well guys, I thank you so much for joining me today. I've had a really good time. I'm gonna spinnerbait my way back to the truck. I hope you'll join me here same time every week. I'm planning a catfish show. Don't know if it's gonna be this coming week or a couple weeks, but it's coming. I've been itching to get out and catch me some big cats or just some cats and do something totally different what I've been doing. Excuse me. And that show's coming. I got a show. I am planning on going to Eufaula, maybe get a little footage of some big bass, maybe some alligators, something we don't see around here very much, and got some more surprises in the works. So I'm gonna fish my way back to the truck. Maybe I'll get another one, maybe not. If not, I'll see you guys next week. Thanks again so much. Support my sponsors. I'm gonna leave my email on the bottom of the screen a few times at the end or during the show when I get back to the editing room. Any suggestions for the show? Any place you'd like to see me go in, let's say in North Alabama, South Alabama, you'd like to see me fish, drop me a line. I may head there. As it gets colder, I may go south and fish, but I do plan on running the show all winter. I've been asked that already by 2 or 3 people, and I want to make that clear. Yes, Simply Fishing will run through the winter. Fishing on Smith Lake gets better in the winter, and I look forward to that. Going to do some stripe fishing, some spotted bass fishing, and man, to me, it just gets a little better and a little better from this point on. So thanks so much for watching. Tune in every week. Check it out. Just tell your friends, whatever. Just I thank you guys so much for the support that I'm receiving. It's just awesome. Can't say enough.